Hey everyone, I wanted to do a test of the Ego 400 watt inverter. It's pretty awesome. The reason I got 400 watts is to run a heated blanket, 140 watt hours, 4 amp hours, 224 watt hours, and 420 watt hours out of this. So if the heated blanket is 100 watts like it says it is, then that's 4 hours or two and a half or so hours. If you're hunting or camping or just hanging out with friends on a porch. Got a Sunbeam, and I wanted to show you when you first turn it on at all. 1 out of 4 here. It's got a warm up. So once it's warmed up, it only pulls 0.4 amps here. So 0.4 amps times 120, it's like 48 watts, which is great. Okay. But let's put it on 3 out of 4 just to see what it'll run. Oh, now it's warming up and it's pulling 9 amps. So I want to show this on the Ego inverter. Mind you, 9 amps times, let's say 110, is 990. That's 1,000 watts that this is pulling. So I'm going to turn it off and plug it into the Ego. Okay, we're back at the Ego. It's on, just off. It's maintaining 0.4 amps times 110, so like 45 watts. I'm wondering if that's heating up the blanket or not, but let's put it on low to heat it up. Okay, we just jumped to 8.5. That is 900 watts from a 400 watt inverter, and it's doing it, but it's gonna shut off on its own. So these Sunbeam heated blankets are not great for your off-grid situation, not great for small inverters. They get to temperature really fast, so they're great for in the home. But this thing is running about 900 watts right now while it's heating up the blanket. And then it will idle at about 50 watts. And then when it needs to reheat, it'll jump back to 8 times 110, so 900 watts. The inverter, let's just sit here and see how long it's been, because it will not make it. So if I turn it off, drops 0.4, no problem. But if I put the heat back on, there it goes. Now I bumped it up to 3 because when I put it on 2, it's idle. See, it's already warm. The blanket's warm. Now I put it on 4. And it's pulling. The blanket is to temperature. So if you want to babysit this sucker and have it overrun, I guess you could make it work. But you'll be overamping it a lot because it's rated for 400 pure sine wave, and I'm consistently going to 900. There it goes. Just on, off, on, off. But this is the blanket doing its thing. I'm constantly doubling the output that this thing is capable of. So I'm not comfortable doing that to a $150 piece of equipment plus batteries, that I don't know what they're rated for. I would imagine they can have more pulled out of them because the equipment I use, but nonetheless, this equipment's rated for 400 watts. We're consistently pulling 800 to 900. That's a disappointment. So Sunbeam, not a viable option. So, disappointing. We'll try some other heated blankets, and we'll see what's the best combination for a 400 watt inverter for patio sitting, deer blind sitting, camping, whatever. It's still going. It's just constantly on and off and over amperage. What a bummer. So this thing, it's got fast charging for normal stuff, USB-C or A at 18 watts, and it also has 100 watt, so you can buy in or out. So you can actually plug this thing in to charge it. If you have a solar panel that you can plug into and use a USB-C connector, that'd be cool. Or you could just, recharge it if you don't bring a charger for the whole 56 volt setup. It also has lights built in. You can see they're pretty cool. And there's two brightnesses. I don't know, two settings for brightness. Yeah, so we're gonna unplug this thing and I'll show you. Okay. Turns into a handle, so you can carry it pretty easily. That's with a 2.5 amp hour battery on it. Here's a 4 for reference, and here's a 7.5. Let's get this on there. It's gonna be a little trick with one hand here, guys. There you go. Significantly heavier and a little off balance for carrying, but doable. That would be some serious stuff. You could 420 watt hours out of that one. So let's say you did find a blanket that only burned 100 watts, which apparently is possible. That would be over 4 hours of comfort.